two dudes hanging out.
We were the people who came to see, we came to break it down. Cut the lights, cue the sound, see the bodies hit the ground. Them pretty girls be texting, they wanna win my stacks. They call me futurist.
Hey, B.Bishop.
I wanted to ask you, it was originally 3 questions, but I guess it turned out to be 4.
Okay.
Let me see if I can remember them. About the whole life challenge.
Okay.
The way I remember it is I approached you and asked you if you wanted to do this. Oh, no, excuse me. I approached you and told you I wanted you to participate in the challenge. And you had already told me that you decided you were going to already do it.
Yep.
I was shocked that that was the response. What made you decide to do the challenge? That's the first question.
Well, honestly, I just thought to myself, well, if he's going to do it, I'm going to do it too. Because he's not going to get skinnier than me. Competition. Now,
was that really why you chose to do it?
really, I honestly thought to myself, well, yeah, if he's going to do it, I'll try it. It sounds like a good idea. I was 185 and I was smashing literally 2 or 3 frozen pizzas a week, sitting at home on the couch and just lifting and not feeling good and just eating garbage.
But at least they were gluten free.
No, these are the frozen ones from Vons for $4.99. And I would buy a whole extra thing of pepperoni, cover the thing in pepperoni, then put cheese on top of that, slide it in the oven for 20 minutes, and it's a pizza party. They're not very big, they're like the medium size, but delicious, full of sodium and calories and unhealthiness. It wasn't doing anything for me.
So this kind of opens up a few more questions that I actually have about it.
Okay.
What did you go in expecting out of the challenge?
Well, I wanted to see if I could slim down a little bit and what it was going to be like not being able to actually eat specific things. You know, like if you can't eat sugar, what's that going to be like? If you can't eat, which I was doing all the time, like corn chips pretty much every night, granola, different things like that in the morning. This routine I had set myself up in for of what I thought food was for me. Like, so before I would come to the gym in the morning, I'd have like, 2 eggs and a gluten-free waffle with either peanut butter and jelly on it or syrup. I think I'm gonna go in and smash the workout. Like, okay, I'm eating all this food and then I'm like 20, 30 minutes later, I'm gonna go do fitness after eating all this food. And I just want to see what it's like not being able to do that.
Okay, so you decided to do the challenge. You're kind of expecting, it sounds like you were expecting a good experience. Like,
No,
you're
suffering.
Suffering? Okay.
Because I normally eat all these things and now I don't get to eat them. And I'm a very much creature of habit. I pretty much eat the same crap all the time. If I like something, I'll make it and I'll eat it every day. I mean, I'll change up once in a while, like I'll go buy a salad or I'll, do different things like that. But if I find something that works for me and makes me feel good, I exploit it.
I found that to be very true because you used to be the taco guy. You were like, I eat gluten-free tortillas.
Yeah. Well, you turned me on to those other ones during the challenge.
All I remember thinking in my mind, I would never call you out. I think I did once. And I remember thinking, you eat corn tortillas? So you just eat regular tacos?
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. It's funny because one of the conversations that we had once, I think this is like way after the challenge was over, you had already gone through it, was I think most of us, including myself, thought you were already pretty lean and skinny before you even started it. But I remember you said, I think you told me one time that you always suck in your stomach.
Yeah. Hold your belly in. My mom always taught me that when I was a kid. Hold your belly in.
This is the weirdest, that's the funniest thing I have ever heard at that moment.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah.
So describe to me, what was the experience like? Maybe tell me about it. The beginning, just getting started. 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, halfway through, and let's just start with that. Like, what was the experience of the challenge like for you?
Well, ideally, first and foremost, I had to figure out what food I can eat. I really enjoyed that there was a lifestyle portion, and I kind of went through that menu with a fine-tooth comb and figured out what I could eat, what I couldn't eat. I really enjoyed the fact that I could be creative with it's like I could eat corn tortillas, but I couldn't use certain oils, or corn tortillas. So I just made my own tortilla chips one night with coconut oil because they were corn tortillas, and I put coconut oil on them.
I remember that phase of it being frustrating for you.
It was
why can't I eat corn?
Well, it's not that I couldn't eat corn. It said I could. The intermediate said I could have corn tortillas as long as they weren't fried, right? But that's normally fried in a specific type of oil, which is on the list. So I tried using coconut oil. They didn't turn out very well, but I tried it.
It's so gross.
No, it was all right. And then it was a challenge to find like baked chips because I really love like the sweet and salt. I really love chips. I have since I was a kid. It's kind of like a comfort food for me. Some sort of chip with my meal, which I'm trying to get away from now. But the first week was all right, because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and I just started kind of like eating meat. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm just going to try this. I'm just going to eat meat and vegetables, meat and vegetables, meat and vegetables. I'm going to shove all this other stuff out. And so it wasn't that big of an issue. It started getting more challenging in the later weeks. Even though it was kind of comfortable, I had kind of a specific diet set out and like food that I would eat, it just got a little boring. And I wanted other stuff. And so it was like, come on, be over, come on, be over, come on, be over, come on, be over. I just wanted to have a pizza. I wanted to eat a donut. I wanted to have these things that I was missing that I normally would eat once in a while, or back then, like, let's go to the donut shop after the workout. And that was the most challenging part. And then the mental aspect too, like, okay, I'm going to commit to this for 6 weeks. And then I'm going to commit to writing in the app. I'm going to commit to counting my score. I'm going to commit to being honest about that. And I don't think I ever got a 5.
Really?
Never. Because
did you find, I don't mean to like sidetrack you away from what you're talking about.
No,
did you find any of that logging a bit hokey? Did you not want to do it?
Well, I didn't want to do it. I did find it hokey, but again, it keeps you accountable.
Was it helpful?
Right? It wasn't, like, let's just be really honest, like, it kept me accountable. So I never gave myself a 5 because maybe I had a cranberry that had sugar on it, or I had something that had, an element that wasn't, on the list of proper food that I could eat. And I realized that after the fact, and so I had to be honest and give myself a 4, and like not give myself a 5 because then you're just cheating yourself. What's the point of even doing the contest? Just quit and give up.
Dude, you're really hard on yourself too.
Well, yeah,
imagine
it's just like, let's just be honest. Have fun and be honest. Like, honesty is important because if you're gonna do this, just do it 100%. Don't do it 99. Do it 100. Why do it 99? There's no point in it. Do
well,
it
it's like what we talked about with the workouts.
Yeah.
If you're just giving yourself 5 points every day.
Yeah, what's the point?
During the whole life challenge, and
Stupid.
you're not being honest with yourself, and
You're not human. You're gonna mess up. That's why there's a score there. You're gonna have a 3-day. You might have a 4-day.
you're not really helping yourself.
Yeah, you may have a 2-day, and that's fine. Like, it doesn't say you have to do it perfectly.
And that's what I love about the challenge. It forces you
Yeah.
to reflect on what you're doing, whether or not you decide, to have that slice of cake or cheat or do whatever.
Yeah.
You're honest about it.
Yeah.
You reflect on it. I think that's an important piece of it. And, that's one thing that I was afraid that was gonna turn people away from it. Was I don't need to reflect like I know myself. Maybe you do, but maybe you don't know yourself as well as you thought you did.
Yeah.
And it forces you to really look hard at how did I really do today?
Yeah.
You know, there were times I felt like I would check in on you. I didn't know if it was good or not, but we'd be really frustrated with it. But what I enjoyed watching you, the process that you were going through, was you committed to it and you followed through with the commitments you made. I mean, I didn't even know that was, you know, you made those personal commitments to yourself for each of those things.
Yeah.
I think that was maybe something that we didn't really talk about amongst the group. That's a good thing. I'm glad you pointed that out. What do you think you learned from it? I mean, you said a lot of great stuff, but you know, after the challenge was completed, did you even cheat during the challenge at all? Like, did you exercise any of those tokens to have pizza, or?
I didn't really. That's the funny thing. Like, I didn't realize those were there until like later on.
So many people did not. It's crazy.
And so, no, I didn't. I did not use any of those tokens to have that, that I can remember. And granted, that was a year ago, and I may have done that. I don't remember, but you know, looking back at, like, it was probably like week 4. I was like, what is this? And I think you had talked about like the token, and you used the token to have a drink. And I was like, what? I didn't say it.
Dude, so I was actually
you have a drink? How is that possible?
I was actually,
like, you earn these tokens, you can have a drink, and I earned a token, so I had a drink.
I was actually talking to Julie about this yesterday, and I knew all about it. Someone was telling me about the tokens and the challenge and how, like, you earn cheat meals and days or whatever. Kind of went in thinking I was just gonna go full RX the entire time, but I mean, I've done that.
Yeah, me too.
Plenty of challenges.
Not fun.
I don't need to prove to myself that I can give up alcohol for 4 or 6 weeks. I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
So I wanted
22 years.
23 years.
I can do 4 weeks.
So I was talking about this with Judy because there was a day we were at a birthday party for Curtis's son Conrad, and they had like a ton of Costco pizza.
Oof.
And just a bunch of like other stuff. And Judy was at the party also, and just kind of like sitting there with his wife and his kids, or his kids are playing. And I'm like, "You gonna have any pizza today?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "I am." And he looked at me like super strange, like, "What do you mean you're gonna have a pizza? Like, we're doing this challenge." I'm like, "I mean, I earned it. Like, I've pretty much been perfect up until this point." I don't remember what week it is. It could have been like week 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you made it this far, you get a token that allows you to eat anything you want, and you get all the points for the day no matter what. And you don't even have to like reflect or log your water. You don't have to do anything. So I was like, I'm gonna do it. I think I like walked over there to get I don't think I ended up getting a slice of pizza at that particular moment in time because the twins were there. It was just a big show for me. And I just remember Juvie, and he basically ate like half a pizza that day, if not an entire pie to himself. Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I don't think he believed me, but I think he saw me eat the pizza, and he was like, well, shit, if he's gonna do it, I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah.
He's just like housed the whole thing. Now, granted, not having food like that for 3 or 4 weeks, it does something crazy to your body. Like, for sure, my face, well, it looked like it was stung by a bee. And man, I didn't feel great the next day. But I mean, mentally, I felt good because it allowed me just to relax a little bit and not worry so much about, you know, being so perfect, because, you know, just one day isn't going to affect like the long-term result.
Right.
You know, having pizza one day isn't going to not allow me to lose any more weight or whatever, you know. And it's like I started to realize through that process that in a way, like, I had a disordered way of thinking about food. Like, I needed to go work out before I went to that party knowing that I was going to have pizza. And that's just, there's just nothing wrong with doing that, but if that's the only way I'm going to allow myself to eat like a cheat meal, then I mean, that's no way to live.
Yeah.
So what did we finish with? Where did we end with this? What did you learn?
Well,
What did you take away from the challenge? I guess it kind of got us away from that.
no. It's fine. I learned that I had the same experience like when the challenge was finally over, and I had a box of donuts, a large pizza, and not a large pizza, a pizza from Fresh Brothers, and I think I had a full bag of that sugar popcorn, purple bag, whatever those are, the kettle corn. I woke up the next day literally wanting to kill myself. I basically what you would call, I had a food hangover. I was hungover mentally, my brain was like, I was in a fog, I wasn't thinking clearly, I was sad, and I was depressed, and I was just like, I do not feel good. I can never do this again.
That's crazy, because that's something that it wasn't after the challenge where I realized that, and I kind of remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how big of an impact the food that you eat affects the way that you feel.
Yeah.
And I don't mean just like feeling bad, but I mean psychologically makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah. It has such an impact on your well-being, how you feel, mental, brain cloudiness. I mean, and that's when I'm just going to continue this process my way.
Would you say it controls you?
The food?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you eat that garbage all the time, you're like an alcoholic who just drinks every day and thinks it's normal. I think that's a normal way of life. But until you remove it and see a different side of it, you'll never know.
Oh man, I can go on about that topic forever. I've actually found like when I get frustrated or I start to get a little anxious, I start thinking about wanting to eat carbs.
Yeah.
The day when I was at the grocery store, I was at Whole Foods, and I was looking for a spice that I probably needed for dinner, and I couldn't find it. And I was like looking around for people to help me, and I couldn't find them. And I was like, how come she couldn't just go to the grocery store on her own and get it? I mean, she was here with the kids with her mom.
Yeah.
And I was at the gym working out, so literally I was in the best position to go get it.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, oh, I just want to eat.
So lazy.
What did she walk there?
What is she doing? She's got
So
the
like,
kids.
to me, I was like, started thinking about like, what was I gonna eat? And the only thing I would think about eating was like chips or carbs, because I knew I had these cauliflower stalks in my car, and I'm like, all I could think about was leaving Whole Foods and opening it up and eating them. And I was like, oh man, this is really silly, really really silly. What was the fourth question that I sent you? Do you remember?
I can get it right here. Let's see. First question was, okay, what did you dislike or
Oh,
like
I didn't talk
about
about
the whole
what you
life
dislike.
challenge?
Everything. What did you dislike?
I didn't really dislike anything. It's just that like I'm a bit of what you might call a control person, and I don't this is funny.
Surprise!
Yeah, I don't like telling people what I can and cannot do, but yet at the same time, I always do better under constraints.
Of that.
That's the type of person. As much as I hate being told what to do, I do well in constraints. Like I need like that discipline, or that like if I'm just like a free for all, like but if I have like a plan and a timeline and organization,
Makes a lot of sense.
even like with WADs, okay, you have something to do, go to A, B, C, D.
You said that today, right when you walked in about the workout. I asked you.
Yeah, it's like it's good because you can do, and I always excel at that. So that's as much as I didn't like. Okay, you only eat this, and that. It was actually kind of refreshing to know that okay, here's the things I can eat to excel at this. And if I do this, I'm going to get A, B, and C from it. Which at that time, you don't know what that is until you go through the process. Whatever that A, B, and C is you think you're going to get, it's going to be different for everyone. It's not like a weight loss program. It's not a you know, get super fit program. It's just more, I feel like it's more of like, hey, this is what you're doing and this is what you got. Try this and see what you get.
I'll get some water for you.
You know. So give it a shot.
You're doing it an additional 6 weeks.
I still live by that kind of lifestyle. Because that's the key. It's a lifestyle. You know, diets or 6-week challenges, you always end up failing at the end because you just want that reward afterwards. Look at me, I did this, now I can have the pizza and the donuts and all this other stuff again. And it's like, well, okay, and you learned nothing.
That's fine.
Like I had experienced that. I learned nothing by having all that. And then I learned that like, whoa, this makes my brain feel weird. I got depressed. I can feel like when I eat a lot of sugar, I can feel my brain like shrinking like a headache. Like it like makes my brain tighten. It's like vice on. He goes.
When's the last time you had a sidecar donut?
More chicken?
I think the day that we went down there, like whatever that week or 2 weeks ago, whenever that was.
So long ago. I don't
Yeah.
remember doing that.
It's been a long time. I mean, what I have now for snacks is like I'll have some popcorn once in a while, like kettle corn. I'll make a toast like that bread. I had to eat the rest of that bread. I just finished all of that bread. Colin's like, you've had it for like 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, because I'll eat the whole thing. It's delicious.
You can't believe it lasted that long.
Yeah, I finished it last night with some peanut butter and honey on it. But again, you know, what I learned in this process and what I took away from it,
Yeah, that's chicken.
I also implemented like intermittent fasting for me. So like 12 hours, that's what I started with.
Minimum, right?
Yeah, minimum.
So,
During this challenge, I took that role on as well, and I still really live by
Okay,
that.
Mama can get you out.
So like when I finish this dinner, if it's 7 or 8 o'clock, I will not eat at least till 8. But days you don't get up till 8. And then when you before I go to the gym, I'll have, you know, a little fruit, a little bit of honey, peanut butter, and then I'll go to the gym.
and I think, you know, that's really what I believe is the greatest thing about the 6 weeks. I think you start off by rewarding yourself, but over time you realize you don't need to do that because you've established a set of constraints for yourself. Like, I'm not going to do this unless I'm going out on the weekend. Or, you know, you find during the week that you don't need to be eating all of these sugars and carbohydrates. You know, taking them out of your diet completely. I've seen more people recognize how much better they feel without it, and they just never go back to it because of that. You know, like once you feel that good, why would you want anything different? And that's kind of like where I am.
Yeah.
And that's just a different topic, a different conversation because for me, this challenge is where it really started.
Good job.
I was actually telling someone today at the gym that this is the best I've felt,
There's water right there.
and it's just not even a physical feeling because, you know, big lifts make me feel good.
Yeah.
Fast Metcon times make me feel good.
Yeah.
You know, tons of reps make me feel good. But, you know, having my clothes fit a certain way at that particular time of the year, that makes me feel exceptionally well also.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I haven't weighed myself in I don't even know how many weeks or months, but I know I'm probably around 169, 172 maybe, somewhere in between there. And that's not a normal weight for me at this time of the year. Like, the travel, the parties,
Snacks,
It's pretty
the cookies, the cakes.
the bowl games,
Yeah.
whatever. It's just, you don't plan on letting yourself go, but you do.
Yeah.
And it usually takes like a whole 30 type challenge where you eliminate everything just to get all that inflammation down, and then just to put it back and need to do another challenge at the beginning or right before the start of the summer. Where, you know, this got me to not needing to even think about doing like a 3 or 4 week cleanse of
Yeah.
some sort.
Cleanse. It's
You know, it was just like,
yeah.
I think
too bad.
it was maybe like end of April, May. I was like, oh, this is better than when I finished the whole life challenge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, and
I
I
think
guess
so
I
too.
want people to be able to experience that. But I think for me, it helped me really find what works. You know, quickly. And what was that last question I said? Like, for some reason, I just don't remember.
What I liked and disliked.
That was the last question?
Yeah. First question was, what did you decide? When did you decide to do? Tell me about your experience. What did you get out of it? And then what did you like and dislike about it?
Now, if I was somebody that was on the fence, or just not even thinking about doing the challenge, what would you say to me to convince me to do it? Or why should I do the challenge? Come over here. Don't touch my iPad. Yeah. Tell Maverick why you should do the challenge.
Well, buddy,
Maddie?
how do you feel right now eating the way you eat? And you say, okay, great. But if you think, not so good, there's some things I'd like to change. Well, great. It's a good opportunity for you to experience something new by sticking to a plan that isn't really that hard, especially if you do the lifestyle challenge. And you get to participate with the rest of the group. That's what I try to tell everybody. It's like, it's a lot of fun. It's pretty easy. The lifestyle is really actually not that bad. I mean, it's really just removing probably, I would say, 10% of the things that people eat daily or weekly that they don't need to eat. It's really like simple sugars and like simple cheap carbs, the snacks. That once you remove that, say you feel for 6 weeks, I think you'll want to stick with that. You know, it's not a weight loss program. It's more like, hey, let's remove this.
I think Max wants to sign up.
See how I feel.
I'm sold. I'm gonna do it again. It's just, I guess this particular time for me, I'm not really trying to make it more challenging on myself. So I don't really know what it's gonna be. I think maybe being more involved is something that I'm gonna work on. And I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be a good 6 weeks. I think for me even. Maybe even for you, because like you already have a process, or you already have a plan, and it's working really well. So it'd be interesting to see what changes you decide to make, or what sacrifices you may decide to create as constraints for yourself in the next 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Steaks and veggies, baby. That's all I'm doing. Steaks and veggies. When do we start? 18th?
Saturday.
Yeah.
As I wanted to do this interview or have you answer the questions like right away, because I wanted to use it and put it out so people can get some. I don't even know what I'm looking for.
Saturday.
Just
It's gonna be steaks and veggies,
just to
baby.
hear
Some baked chips.
someone's experience firsthand.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate
Of
it.
course. My pleasure.
Obey is one of the unofficial sponsors.
Unofficial.
Same with
Yeah, Levi's.
Levi's 512.
Slim,
I don't know
short,
what you want.
looking good.
Slim, fitting, athletic,
Stretchy.
stretchy,
Apparel.
or built, or engineered for a more athletic body.
That's right. Big legs. Big butt.
512s. Levi's doesn't give us anything for that.
Grab me a kiss?
And also
Yeah.
fat cells. Won't be eating there at all. It's not part of the challenge. Thank you, B.
My pleasure.